There's an increasing awareness of and attraction to spiritual direction among evangelical Christians. In this video, we'll observe a number of things that are attracting individuals to this spiritual practice.
There are several things, really. If a person's just wanting to grow in a different way, a deeper way with God, they can do spiritual direction as one of the disciplines. But there's often times when people think, okay, you know, what I used to do to be close to God isn't working anymore, and I don't know why. That would be a time to go into spiritual direction to explore that.
Oftentimes people come for spiritual direction when there is a decision to be made. I had a pastor who was doing very, very well in his church. It had grown. The people loved him. Ministry was going just full throttle. And he had that still small voice. And he said, I think I'm going to be moving on. But I don't know for sure. And can I come a little extra? Because I want to process through this. And then ultimately he did make the decision to leave. But it was for good reasons. And the church he left was healthy and sad and all the rest. But he followed the nudge.
What would be some of the indications that would say that spiritual direction might be a good practice for this individual?
First of all, I would want them to have a strong desire to know God in a deeper way and a greater awareness of who God created you to be.
So that longing.
A longing, yes.
I think two of the main reasons that people go into spiritual direction is either desire, like you talk about that longing. There's a desire for something. I'm not fulfilled in some way, or they're just is this all there is? You know, I want more. Or desperation is the other thing that can move us into spiritual direction. And that was actually how I first experienced spiritual direction. My husband and I were in ministry at a church, and some things with the church kind of blew up, and there were some really awful things going on there, and we actually were given the gift of 2 weeks to go be in sort of more of an intensive time of spiritual direction. We met with a spiritual director every day for 2 weeks. And once we kind of moved through that season of continuing to heal and move on to another place of ministry, then there was the desire. So I had the desire then that made me start looking for someone I could meet with ongoing in a longer term relationship.
I believe that the longing that God places in all of us for God, if we pay attention to us, will continually come out in different ways. And it is honoring that longing and giving expression to that longing and connecting it to everyday life events is what spiritual direction is all about.
We've observed that the attraction to spiritual direction can be multifaceted. What appeals to one person may not be the same for the next. However, there are two commonalities that appear to be an incentive to discover a deeper awareness and connection with God's presence in our lives: desire and desperation. Desire may begin as a subtle awareness that grows over time. That longing may begin with a still small voice. Desire may be sensed as a nudging of the heart, or in some instances, it may be a jolting awareness. It may be a result of an awareness of how spiritually dry our life has become. Desire is a deeper longing within that seeks to be met. It may be an intuitive impression that there's something more to be experienced, something more to be explored and enjoyed, or a sense that there's more to life than what we are experiencing. Desperation is also an instrument that may move one to become open to explore the practice of spiritual direction. We may become anxious concerning an unexpected health or employment challenge. Or we may recognize that our life has become abnormally busy and our physical and emotional resources are severely depleted. A midlife occurrence, a season of transition, or a difficult relationship may also be means which reveal a deeper desire. Despite our trials and a realization that we are stuck, desperation is often the ember that ignites the kindling of desire. Both desire and desperation open us to God's presence. I'm Richard Parrish reminding you, wherever you are, whatever you face, God desires to be with you.